Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to show you how you can pull out these letters from these values. So I've downloaded the largest cryptocurrencies by market cap from Yahoo Finance, and in addition to the market cap, we've got the volumes and the circulating supply, but these values all contain either M for million, B for billion, or T for trillion. So I'm going to show you two quick ways to parse that out so that way you're just left with the number. First method I'm going to show you is using the substitute function. And so how the substitute function works is you select the text that you want to replace, and then the old text that you're replacing, in this case I want to replace the letter M for million, and I'm just going to put two quotes here to say nothing should go in its place. So I'm just getting rid of the M. So the limitation with using the substitute function is you basically have to keep on growing this formula to accommodate however many letters you want to remove. For instance, if I copy this down, it's not going to get rid of the B in this line because I'm only replacing the M's. So what I can do is add another substitute function in here to say, okay, I'm going to substitute this text, which has already had the M removed from it, to say, okay, now let's look for any B's that are in there and then replace those again with a blank value. And so now we've got a formula that factors out the M's and the B's, and we're going to also have to do that for the T's, for trillions. So again, I can close another substitute function. Old text is T, closes the blank, and now we've got something that works for B's, M's, and T's. The only thing left at this point is now just to multiply this by a factor of 1 to convert it into a number. When I do that, you'll notice the value aligns to the right. So by default, numbers align to the right, text to the left. That doesn't mean a number can't align to the left. I can just apply formatting to do so, but by default, it's going to show to the right. And so that's one way you can tell, at least initially, that it's formatting as a number versus text. So now if I copy this all the way up and down, you'll notice now I've got values, and now you'll see that I can do calculations. I've got averages, counts, mins, max, all these sorts of things. Now obviously these are different units, so you probably need to do an extra step here to multiply these values by certain factors, but in this instance I just wanted to show how you can pull these letters out. Now, so again, the limitation of the substitute function is, if you had 20 letters you had to pull out of here, or some complicated string, this formula would get a whole lot bigger and be a lot more difficult to, see what's going on. So another approach you can take is using the left function and the len function. Okay, so how the left function works is you select your text, and then you select, how many characters you want to pull. So it's going to pull the first X number of characters from that string. So let's say if I just pull the first 2, in this case, it's going to give me 18. And so the problem with this is this number is not going to be static, because obviously you've got some numbers that have more numbers than others, more values. So you want something that's a bit more dynamic in that case, and that's where you can use the len function. And the len function just tells you how many characters are in a string. So in this case, there's 7. So we have 18, that's 1, 2, period is a third, 4, 5, 6, and 7 is the letter M. So there's 7 characters in that string. So what I can do is say, okay, I just want to pull everything but the last letter. So in that case, I want to pull the entire length of the string, right, len J2, but then I want to do -1 to say I want to select everything except the last letter, close this off, and now if I copy this down, I've got a formula that works regardless of what that letter at the end is. And then again, all I have to do is multiply this by 1 and then copy this down, and now I've got the values as numbers again. So by using the left and the len function, you've got something that's a bit more versatile and dynamic. If you've just got one letter you just want to quickly remove, then the substitute function might work. And so it really depends on how complex your formula needs to be. If you've got letters that you need to pull up from the middle, you might want to use the mid function or the left function or the right function. A lot of different parsing functions you can use. So it really depends on what you're doing, but generally using these sort of parsing formulas, parsing functions like left, len, or mid, or right, they're a bit more versatile. Whereas the substitute function is just going to specifically look for that string that you select, regardless of where it is. So if you just want a quick way to do it, like an example like this, then the substitute function could work if you're not comfortable using the left or the len functions. But if you are comfortable with parsing data, then this is going to be probably a more flexible solution that you're not going to have to worry about adding another letter onto a case in case there's, let's say we don't have thousands in here, right? So you don't have to worry about, what that's going to show up as on this download. So by using these functions here, it's a lot more flexible. You don't have to worry about every single possible combination. So that's how you can pull numbers out of a string of text, and hope you found this video useful. Thanks for watching.